Hey everybody, this is Games Plus James and welcome back to our 2D platformer tutorial here in Unity, where today we're going to take a look at adding sounds to the game. We're going to add some various different things to make the game feel a little bit better, make it feel a bit more alive and a bit more active. But before we start on the sound, we're going to do one tiny little thing that I think needs to be fixed up. That's been pointed out to me by a couple of people. And something I was going to get to, and now seems like the perfect time. So what we've got at the moment happening is a little bit of a problem. Say you are a little ninja star here, and if we throw a few extra guys, they're just going to fly off into the distance, and because they're not hitting anything, they're just going to keep disappearing forever and ever, and they're just going to be stuck in our memory. And as we learned before when we were doing our particle system, we want to try and keep the memory nice and tidy by deleting things that we don't need anymore. So what we want to do is write a tiny little script that's going to destroy these ninja stars over time. And it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is create a C# script, and we'll just call it destroy object over time. Because this won't just be used, we could just add a little bit of code to the ninja stars, but we're going to make this a separate script because we want to make it reusable for say example, if you destroyed an enemy and instead of just giving the player points, maybe you wanted him to drop some items on the ground, so you could instantiate a little pickup item, but you want that item to disappear after a certain amount of time, you would be able to attach this script to it and it would get rid of it. So very simply, it's just going to be, we'll create a public float, we'll call it lifetime, and then in our update loop even, we'll just say lifetime minus equals time dot delta time. So as we've done many times before, that'll just make the lifetime count down, and then if lifetime is less than 0, then inside of our little curly brackets we'll say destroy game object. We have our semicolons. We'll save this, do the old converting like we have to do every now and again. We'll go to our ninja star. We'll scroll down. Once it's finished compiling down here in the corner, we'll click add component and we'll say destroy object over time. Now if we scroll down here, we'll see we have a little bit of lifetime. We'll say 2 seconds will probably be enough time for the ninja star to go off screen, because we don't really want it to be doing damage to our enemies once it leaves screen. For example, we could actually make a script that would just destroy the object as it leaves the screen, as it leaves the screen, much like we did with our particle effect. We'd had void on became visible, destroy game object. We could do the same with our ninja stars, but I don't mind being able to kill some enemies off screen if they happen to get in the way. So if we throw this 1, 2. Oh no, well that doesn't do anything because we didn't apply the changes with our ninja star. So we applied those changes, and now we'll hit play, and this time oh, what's going on here? Oh, I'm silly. I said if lifetime is greater than 0. If lifetime is less than 0. Oh, that's a silly thing to do, isn't it? So we'll just wait for this to compile down here. We hit play, and then throw a few of them, bam, 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 and they should all start disappearing. Perfect, they're all gone from our hierarchy, and we don't have to worry about them anymore. So there you go, that's a very simple little fix for that. So now we're going to move on to adding some sounds to the game. And first we're going to take a look at a simple little tool for making the sounds that you want to play in your game. It's a free thing to use. It's called BFXR. Where you can get it is if you head to bfxr.net. I have it open here. Basically, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either download the file, you can download it here on the link down here, and run it on your computer, or you can run it from within the browser here either. Me personally, I have it downloaded. I like to use it downloaded offline. And all this does is I'll just go off for this. So basically, yeah, you can just download it, and wherever you download it, you can open it from there. So I have it here, so I can just I don't really do it. No, you can just double click on this bfxr.exe, and once it starts running, here we go. So basically, it's a handy little thing that just generates random sounds in different kind of areas. So say this pick up coin thing. Every time you click it, it gives you a slightly different version to try out. And for example, say if you kind of like the sound of this one, and you want to try it, make it a little bit different, you can go mutation. And it'll give you different versions, and every time you click on, so if you want to get different versions of the same one, you have to go back. So basically that's how you can like fiddle around and get different kind of sound effects. So what we are going to need, I'm just going to delete all these here. What we're going to need for our thing is a few different sound effects. So we're going to need a pickup, a coin sound effects for when we pick up our coins. So that sounds like a good one. So we'll just delete these other things. I'm just going to rename this coin. What else do we need? We need, for when our player dies, we want he explodes. So let's go for an explosion sound. That last one sounds good. So we'll just call this one death. And we'll use the same thing for when the enemy dies as well, I suppose. So we need a sound for when we throw our ninja stars. So let's use something like this. None of these are... Ah, that last one. Okay, that last one sounds relatively okay. So we call this ninja star throw. What else will we need? Oh, okay. So when the ninja stars impacts against something, we'll need a little sound effect. So this little sound here. So we'll say ninja star impact. I kind of like this sound effect for when the enemies get hurt. Enemy hurt. I want a player hurt. And that one will do. So this will be our player hurt. Perfect. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll go into our thing here. We'll create a new folder. Here, create folder, and we'll just call this one audio. So now that's great. We'll go back to BFXR, and what you have to do is highlight each one. So we go to our coin, we go export wave, and that's a different folder. So we go to our assets. You have to navigate to where your files are basically, and go to